Hey Dreamers, welcome back to Apologue's YouTube channel, where we're all about empowering students to better identify your purpose so that you can accelerate your growth and live a more fulfilling life. Now today's topic, I want to talk to you about dealing with exam stress. Now I know finals are coming up, you're probably just wrapping up your midterms at this point, but I just want to share with you some of the strategies that I've used myself and some of the strategies that I've shared with the students that I work with on how you can better manage and better deal with stress around exams. Now, I know that during this time, people are always, stressed out. You're probably feeling, just overwhelmed with all the courses that you have to study for, and on top of that, probably you're thinking about applying for internships. You're probably thinking about maybe you have a part-time job or a commitment in a student organization, or you probably have a million things on your mind at this point. So let me share with you the 3 strategies that I share and I've used personally on how you can deal with exam stress. Are you ready? Okay, so the first strategy on how you can deal with exam stress is to have a clear separation of where you work and where you play or rest. Now what I mean by this is, I'm sure a lot of you probably live in a dorm, or you probably live at home, and where you study and where you're doing your assignments is probably in your bedroom, at your desk, right? And that's probably the same place where you sleep. That's probably the same place where you relax and when you watch your Netflix and when you watch your YouTube videos, right? There's no separation there. And the issue with this is, especially during the time when you are studying for exams and during those stressful times, even when you are done with studying for the day, and even when you're done with your assignments for the day, and when you're trying to rest or when you're trying to just de-stress, being in that same environment or that same position can actually affect you psychologically. Now I've dealt with this before, just feeling extremely stressed out, and I feel like even when I'm resting or even when I'm trying to reward myself after I've studied, I can't seem to do it fully. There's always this thing in the back of my mind like, should I study a bit more? Did I study enough for today? And the reason for that is because there isn't that separation. Now I know a lot of you might not have the space, you might not live in your own apartment, you might not have a dedicated study space, but just have some form of separation. Now you could do your studying in a coffee shop, you could do your studying in the living room, you could do your studying in a friend's house. Just as long as you are separating where you sleep, where you rest, especially where you sleep, and where you work. And we found, through the students that I've been working with and myself as well, even right now when I'm working a job, I used to do my job, work from home. I used to do my job where I sleep, and I would just be in this constant this stress. It will just be constant on a day-to-day. So make sure that you have a separation between where you work and where you play / rest. That is the first strategy. Strategy number 2 on how you can deal with exam stress is to reward yourself. Now, I know a lot of you, if you're like me, you probably want to do all the studying, you probably just want to hammer it out and finish your exams, and then you go rest and go play, right? But the key here is actually to reward yourself and take those little breaks and those little rewards as you are sort of working towards your exam. And what I mean by this is, so along with the separation, this is something that you do on top of that. So for example, you tell yourself, okay, my next final paper is next week, and I plan to study 2 chapters every single day leading up to the exam. Now what you need to do is actually do 2 chapters and then reward yourself. So there's that little incentive for you to keep going and to keep studying. This is something that I found personally, and also some of the students that I work with. What we found is that when we do this, we're much more motivated because you can see that end goal, right? This is how you stop procrastination. This is how you just motivate yourself to actually do what you got to do, And trust me, when you do it, and when you go to play after, when you go to rest, when you finally you finish the 2 chapters and you go to watch that Netflix series or to continue that series that you've been watching, it feels so much better. And this just goes back into that having that separation. Now, compared to somebody who is, just trying to hammer it out, okay, I'll study as much as I can today and I'll study as much as I can tomorrow, your productivity is not going to be you're not going to be as efficient as somebody who have those mini milestones as you go along. And this is also a side tip as well. Personally, I like to give myself some time to study and to prepare for my exams. And the night before my exam, I never cram, or I never try to stay up all night to study. I generally like to relax and rest my brain and my mind the night before an exam. I try to do all my studying well ahead of time, or at least a day before. So the night before, I'm always just relaxing, resting, maybe taking a bath, just watching shows, and just relaxing my mind. And I found that just being able to recall better and recall the things that I've studied better during the exam if I rested the night before. So that's just a side tip. Now, the third strategy on how you can deal with exam stress is to change your state. Now, I know it's easy to say, right, having that separation between where you work, where you play, knowing to set small goals, knowing to reward yourself. It's very easy to say, but when you're in the environment, right, when you're stressed and when you're thinking about exams and that's all you can think about, the last tip for you, and this is probably the most important of it all, is to change your state. Being able to snap out of those stressful situations. Being able to snap out of, when you're going down this tunnel of, oh my god, I'm not studying enough, oh my god, I'm super stressed out. When you feel yourself going into this tunnel, you need to be able to snap out of it. And how you do that is by changing your state. Now, how you change your state, now this might sound completely ridiculous to a lot of you, but trust me, it works, and it's something that I do personally as well right now, especially when I know I'm getting really stressed out or when I'm going into this rabbit hole of just stress and agony with work. And how you change your state, there are many different ways, and you need to figure out what works for you. Now, this could be stopping whatever you're doing at that point when you know you're going to that tunnel or that rabbit hole. Go out for a walk, or do some form of breathing exercise, or go for a 20-minute workout, or you could even put on like EDM or some good hype music and start jumping around and dancing. There are many different things that you can do, but the key here is to change your state completely. And it's not just about doing random things, it's about changing your physiology and changing how you feel, right? Increasing your heart rate, jumping around, just changing your physiology. And the easiest way to do this is to some form of heart rate increasing activity. It could be jumping around to some hype music for 10 minutes. It could be doing a breathing exercise. It could be going for a run, going for a workout. That will snap you out of it, and trust me, just that 10-minute or 20-minute break of changing your state, and when you go back to doing what you need to do, you'll be much more productive and much more focused. So those are the 3 strategies that I have for you dealing with this whole exam situation. I hope you study hard, but also study smart, and make sure you take care of yourself. I know it's a stressful time. I've been there. I know exams are, it's not the most fun. So I hope you take care of yourselves. You'll all do well, I promise. Best of luck for your finals, and I'll see you in the next video. Once again, Apologue is all about empowering students to better identify your purpose so that you can accelerate your growth and live a more fulfilling life. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.